all our life. All you guys know, even Leslie, we went to school together. She's here. And, everybody here I see, family, friends. Friends become family. And it's just like we all in this neighborhood together. And we grew up through so much. But we never grew up through the violence that have been occurring here. Somehow 2010 to 2012, early in that part. And I was fortunate enough to be able to go to a rec center, R.L. Stein Stevenson, that was around the road. My mom, dad, they took me there, and where we just really grew up and flourished with the rest of my four brothers. Just had a great time, it really was. And from that, we went over to the YMCA. And from the YMCA, we ran games and we had a good time. So I'm saying that to say didn't have time to be into trouble. We didn't have time to get into the gang-related activities that truly plagued this place. We didn't have time for that. And that was a testament to the community because they grew me up, and for me to get a fighting chance to get out of where I'm at. And today, I can stand here and talk to you from speaking from my experiences. So when the R.L. Stevens Center closed down on this side of the town, there was literally nowhere else for these kids to go. Nothing else that they could do. So what else happens? That don't take a rocket science to figure it out now.
No.
They're gonna find stuff to get into. And the things that are gonna be the things that we all think is great things that makes us shine and grow and get up in the morning. But hey, guess what? For them, it do. Because they have somebody who actually care and love on them, which they think is love, which they think is care, but it's not. It's the reverse psychology of that. Their endorphins are totally different than what ours are. So what they think is good, we know it's not. But they feeling that love. They feeling like they're a part of a family. And that is what these centers bring. And so when that removed, there was no reason why that rose to be what the murder rate was in this state. There's no reason why that wasn't. And so when that happened, I can understand the kids and teens that's in this area because to go up to the YMCA, that's a trek. And then they'll have to spend to go and get into the building. That's an issue for them. And I understand. And so when I went to Carolina and I got drafted by the Panthers, that was a blessing in itself. I really didn't want to start something. And something turned into what is now today, the Stars 24. And I really didn't want to do it in 2012 or 13. But something, you go down and sleep at night, and those dreams hit. And if somebody keeps telling you something in those dreams, because we all have them, it may not be what we want it to be, but some do. But we all have them. And so you can relate when I say that there's a sense of urgency when you get pressed into doing something. And so I had enough of the pressing and all the talking about what's going on. I'm more of an action guy, if you haven't noticed. I like to get down to it. And so Father spoken to me in my ears and let's move it. That's what we did, we moved. We didn't know how we was gonna do it or what we was gonna do, we moved. And so we just started putting on events for the community. Testament to this. We started putting on these events, raising one after another, after another, after another. And for too long, the events became so popular that people trying to break down high school just did it. And that's when it was like, okay, we need something. We need something for this neighborhood. We need something for this team. So something has to come. We had no brick and mortar. We had no grounds. Okay. 10 year, what's the plan? Because we got the name, we got the 501c3, we got all of this. The kids are the stars backed by us. So how do we get this going? And this is 100% funded by myself. Nobody else involved in that. And guess what? It wasn't from me. It was from him that was able to get that.
Amen.
So when that went out, it was just like, okay, so how do we get partnerships to come along and help with this endeavor? Because it needs to go up. And so I went to the Stevenson to see if it was available. That whole conversation went into another conversation. And so we came over here. That conversation came into another conversation. Somehow 2017 or something, I was at this event with the Boys and Girls Club of America. Well, it was Cam Newton's event. And the Boys and Girls Club board of directors, some of them, those guys was there. The auction off went back and forth over it. Soon enough, I know, end up winning an auction. Coming around the corner, this Monique Island, she came and spoken to me. And I was like, what's going on? I just beat you. I understand. What's the problem? And so she's had a conversation back to me. We ended up breaking bread later that evening. And then I went to Mr. Tony Orr. And then that was another board member. And so that conversation started. And from there, it just went into another space where I'm coming up now to Atlanta and meeting Mr. Jim Clark, Boys and Girls Club of America president. And we having a great conversation. Like, I look at Mr. Jim more than a friend now. From all the times that we have just been sitting together. He's a part of my family. And I can honestly say that. And I appreciate him for everything he was able to do. And from that relationship, developed into something much more. And so when we went down and we had that conversation at training camp, because I'm with the Redskins now, what do we want to do for this neighborhood? How is that looking like? You just became mayor, and then it was just like, okay, so what's the move? All right, so this is what we're going to do. And I didn't want this to be about me. This is never about me. This is about the community. So how do we get people involved? How do we do that? We build a great relationship with the Boys and Girls Club of America. Like a great relationship with the Boys and Girls Club. And so, okay, how can we get the Boys and Girls Club to come out to Greenwood? Because there was not one. It was not one. And so, how can we do that? How can we get everybody involved? Everybody on this list of names, I can name everybody. How can we get the community involved? And so therefore, we come to a conclusion. Everybody came together. BGCA came in. We had a great conversation. We got down to it. And you guys from the chamber made it happen. And when we started to break ground here in 19, this was something we was giving back to the community. The community. It's people. Not anyone else. Not anybody named us on it. The community. It started. And this is what the community needs. The teens need. No one else. And so when we did that, we went through the whole thing. Mr. Chris and his men did a fantastic job with this place. If you go through, you're going to see it today. They did a phenomenal job. And I thank you, brother, for that. Because without you guys and your support and help, man, we wouldn't have been able to get this off the ground. I say all that to say this, leading up into that story I just told you, we finally cut that ribbon with my daughter. She was digging out that dirt. And we really celebrated, and it's just a big weight lifted off of us. And we had a hard time getting to this point. But once we got to this point, I knew that stronghold was broken from all the disparities that these kids face. All the times they probably looking up like with despair and disbelief because the hope is lost. Who's out here for them? And now this building would give them something to look forward to every day. Because they have it. They have that safe haven they can run to. A place that they can be sheltered up under and say, yes, I'm here. And how do we develop from where we are today? And they can come back and do something even greater than what we have done. I've done nothing to this point that I can sit up here and toot my horn about. But what I can say is, the next one that comes behind me, he may be a Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, that's going to do something much greater. So they are the future that give a fighting chance. It's like goosebumps just thinking about it. Someone that can be better than you in that moment in space. How much better are you when you step back from it all? have to take a deeper look and dive down into what that looks like, not just for you, but for someone else. Because Gandhi said, when you find yourself, you must lose yourself in the people. In order to find yourself, you must lose yourself in the people. And I truly believe that this is not my passion, because my passion, everybody probably know me from the game, and I get it. I understand that I had a role with that from the game. But that is not my purpose. My purpose is the people. And I'm here to serve the people however I can. So I thank you all for coming. Enjoy this time. Enjoy this great festivities that we have over here. Please be safe. And if I missed anybody here, from everybody, Shane, board racers, everybody up here. The team that I was working with, oh my gosh, you gotta give them all a round of applause, please. I thank you all, and I appreciate it, and everything else you have. Just have a good day.